Thanks, Dennis, for providing us a platform where we can share ideas and learn together. I'll be talking on fresh starts, for which, for me, is the art of strategic forgetting. We have a tendency to glorify fresh starts as grand resets, but what if they are less about beginning anew and more about selective forgetting? Uh, think about it. Nature doesn't restart, it sheds. Trees let go of leaves, snakes shed skin, and even our bodies regenerate cells without completely discarding the whole system. A true fresh start isn't about erasing everything, it's about knowing what to leave behind and what to carry forward. It's a deliberate act of curating our experiences, keeping the lessons, and discarding the baggage so that we travel light. The past isn't a prison, it's a resource. And the most powerful fresh start isn't a blank slate, because honestly, that never happens. And it's a sharpened mind that knows better what to write next. So instead of waiting for a new year or a Monday or some cosmic green light, we can all start now in the present by forgetting strategically and building intentionally. And that's where the real growth begins. And we don't need to hold ourselves back from starting over. So the main thing that comes here is how to practice self-compassion and forgiveness during this transition, when, or whenever we need to start something new. So personally, the techniques I'll be sharing here that I'm using is, the first is the lighthouse perspective. I remind myself often that lighthouses, they don't curse the storm, they simply shine. And so in moments of self-doubt, which happens quite often with everyone, I become my own lighthouse, illuminating my path with kindness and courage, and instead of judgment, actually. And I whisper to myself that you are not lost, you are just navigating the sea. And the second is the art of gentle beginnings. I remind myself that nature never rushes its miracles. Flowers bloom petal by petal, dawn arrives slowly, and rivers carve landscapes drop by drop. So I too deserve patience, and there is nothing to hurry about. And I do not demand perfection from a sunrise, so why should I demand it from myself? And the third philosophy that I use is the unfinished symphony. I treat every setback as a draft, not a final copy. We are all writers here, hopefully. And writers, they do edit their work. So I remind myself that life allows us do overs. So if I stumble and I don't see it as a failure, I see it as a version 1.0 of something that will keep evolving itself with time. So, and the next thing that comes is how to balance between embracing fresh starts and honoring your past experience, or you can say your past identity for that matter. So, for that, also, I use a few techniques. The first one, I've named it as the James Bond approach, where I reinvent myself like a secret agent. New chapter, new suit, new allies, and same unshakable charm, and of course, some questionable life choices. So that is how I like to keep myself interesting, and I believe that you actually grow this way. The second is the GPS model, where I recalibrate like a lost driver, recalculating and turning to the left at better decisions avenue instead of and avoiding completely the emotional baggage street. So that is another technique that I use. And the third is the backup drive philosophy, because honestly, we don't forget our past experiences, and it is not something we should expect from ourselves. So I save my past in a mental hard drive, but I don't let it run my operating system. Occasionally, I do restore an old file or so to remind myself that I don't do certain things anymore or act a certain way anymore. that helps me be grounded, and it always also reminds me from where I have come, so that I'm truly grateful and continue to be grateful. Then there is a way that these aspects influence each other in life, because nothing is solo, honestly. So for that, I embrace the coffee cup dynamic, where my past is, maybe it is the espresso shot, strong and sometimes bitter, but my present is the frothy milk, making it all smoother. And my future, that's the latte art, uncertain but full of potential. So this is how I like to keep it. And then we can discuss is the what to do when the initial excitement of fresh starts fade, that because that truly happens, and many times people give up when that spark is gone. Because motivation for me, it is like a firework, it's brilliant, it's accelerating, but honestly it's fleeting too. And when the initial spark dies, many people give up because they think the magic is gone. But I don't chase fireworks. I learn. I like to glow like a firefly. That it's steady and persistent, even in the darkest moments. So fireflies don't wait for external sparks; they generate their own light. And that's the key. When external excitement fades away, you need to turn inwards and ask yourself, why and what is the main core reason for doing anything that you are doing. So if I can stay connected to my purpose, I'll never need an outside influence to keep me going. So some days I may burn bright, but the other days that I may just have a soft flicker going on. But as long as I'm still glowing, I know I haven't lost my way. So fresh start is something you can do any minute, any second of the day, whenever you make up your mind to do so. And I believe everyone can do and have things that where they can start completely fresh and turn their life around for good.